Yeah.
At the top of the card with the belt in the title picture.
4-way match. Jon Moxley defeats Adam Page, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy in an awful match for the AEW World Championship where niggas is running in.
Was this the World title match?
This or the MJF and Jay White. And this one, you know, at least with MJF and Jay White, you can say, oh,
there were people that cared about that. I don't. Who cared about this one,
bro? I saw them niggas running in, and I was predicting the match. I'm still on the phone, by the way, like with the same person I've been talking to since the last 2 matches, right? And I'm going crazy, popping left and right for all the moves and sequences and explaining them, and then all of a sudden, the way I'm narrating them changes. It sounds like I'm a bored baseball announcer after this. I'm like, oh, this person comes in, turns him around, picks up the weapon, swings at him, gets pulled out the ring, blah, blah, blah. And then I notice myself doing it and call it out. And the only thing they pop for, really, is Jay White giving Marina Shafir the finishing move. That was the highlight of this match, James. I can remember nothing about this, but more niggas being on this than a lean back remix. Like, I kept seeing just people that weren't in the match showing up.
Yep.
And, you know, a nothing match. Like most 4-ways are, belts normally don't change hands in these situations, so I wasn't expecting a title change or anything. But this Jon Moxley thing sucks, and it's going to keep going, and I think it's going to go longer than people think. And I think it is a comedy of errors, and I'm waiting for people in the room to recognize what the fuck is going on between this and then Copeland talking about he wants to have gritty NWA title matches with Jon Moxley. Newsflash, Copeland, I don't know if you haven't watched the television. That's not what is happening with Jon Moxley. Also, that is a tab on Peacock. That shit doesn't exist no more. I like the world title matches that Swerve and Will Ospreay were having over the summer. What has happened to that? When we had to watch those long ass shows, James, the long ass AEW pay-per-views that are awesome, and we would get to the end, the final match, and we knew Swerve Strickland was walking out there, right? We'd be like, oh, hell yeah. And the crowd would still be up for all that. Do you feel like the crowd was up for any of this?
No.
This is shambolic. Like Jon Moxley has poisoned his belt.
Is Jon Moxley is Jon Moxley a person that's unaware that he's not a good heel? No. Hold on. Outside of the Shield run that we've seen in his career, has he ever been a good heel?
He was not in WWE, and he is not now.
And we thought, hey, that's because Vince got him, gas masks, inoculations. I'm not giving you a reason for why I turned on Seth Rollins the day this like hours after Roman Reigns tells us he's going away to go fight blood cancer. Yeah.
And he wasn't trying. He's trying on this.
Yeah,
it just fucking sucks.
Look, we've seen it be good before in one instance when the Cassidy match was great. So we can't say he's checked out because he wouldn't have been checked out. He wasn't checked out a month ago.
All these riddles. Jim Ross was like, "What's his motivation?" Excalibur, and Excalibur was like, he didn't have an answer for him. Like
he thinks this shit is good, not giving people a reason for the heat. No, man. If you're not communicating character motivations, you are failing as a storyteller. That's fundamental.
I hated this so much, man. And I was just like, combine this with the angle after the match. FTR's music hits. Sorry, Floyd. I groan. I'm just like, oh, because I already know what that means. And then they cut the lights out. No, the Undertaker's not here. Adam Copeland comes out, music, hitting it, doing his poses and everything. I'm like, so all Jay White, Paige, and Cassidy have been snatched by a fucking spaceship at this point. We don't know where the fuck they at. Then they do the brawl and stuff like that. Whatever, it's a brawl, And then they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a 6-man tag on Wednesday and all that stuff. And then you're like, they're shooting it and they're setting it off to pair Mox with Copeland, and I'm like, Revolution, God. And, like, get ready. AEW Revolution, Moxley, Copeland, be there. Square in the middle of WrestleMania season. You're going to fight back with Moxley, Copeland. Moxley, far from his best output right now. Copeland, old as hell. Christian is there also in this match. Looming
with the fucking cash-in thing. Yeah.
I'm like, I just see everything that has to do with this belt, and I fucking hate it. Like, because it stinks of politicking. It stinks of, like, decisions that are not being made in the ring in service of, like, the art.
Because Copeland comes out, and at the end of it, he cuts the promo at Moxley saying he wants the belt. But what it made sense is they clear the ring, they go off air, Copeland's back, cool, and advertise that Tony Khan, because he just came out there and thought it was he liked what he saw in the ring between everybody fighting, trios match. And then after the trios match, Copeland gets a return win and then says, hey, I want you, Moxley, or whatever else. Like, Copeland has done jack shit to deserve a title shot. Wins and losses do not matter when it comes to the top titles in this company anymore.
Yeah,
it is just so,
like, he's in the post-show press conference talking about wanting to fight Moxley for the belt and stuff like that. I'm like, well, why? Like, well, not even why, but it's just like, I have to pretend I'm not hearing this, like, because it sounds like CM Punk shit. Like, it sounds like these are the decisions where this company went wrong when it started, in the summer of 2022, they started putting the belt on people to pacify people. And Moxley is included in this back then as well. So, like...
Oh, yeah, I need my title shot. I need my title reigns to mean something. So let's do the Rocky 3 thing. Yeah.
And I'm not under contract, so I got this here leverage. So, from there... MJF with the biggest extension he signed, your reward, a year-long title reign. Like, the only shit that, like, has kind of felt like it's on the up and up, Samoa Joe and Swerve. And then Danielson's on his way out the door. You do the big retirement for him. And the grand idea is to give it to Jon Moxley to do this, to put the belt in the briefcase for months.
Yep.
Good job. This is what we all want to see, ain't it?
Like,
I'm pretending the Continental title is the world title from now on, man. I'm done with this belt.
I don't blame you. I'm not there, but I just this title program from the second it happened was just like, why are they doing this? 4-way, who gives a fuck? We know Moxley's going to retain this thing. Then going straight to Ed, or going straight to Christian, there's like Edge, Christian. Going straight to Copeland is like, he didn't do anything to earn this either. Okay. Like, yeah, they've had smoke with FTR, but what does it got to do with Copeland getting a shot? Put Dax in there then. Oh. Right?
And it's like, and think about the things we saw on this night. We saw Kyle Fletcher fucking going crazy. We saw Okada. We saw Will Ospreay having like two fucking... I'm like, why are we not building the company around that style of shit? Like, that's what the crowd's going the craziest for. And then,
like,
and then Kenny Omega walks back into your life, and then we're like, no, we're going to... Niggas that have been in WWE for a minimum of 10 years, this is what we're doing. Fuck!
That's not... I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is...
I have a problem with them choosing these guys over them.
Say again?
I have a problem with them choosing these guys over them repeatedly. When it comes down to it, he's misreading the fan base over and over. And this is the problem. This is why I said Swerve and Hangman need the main event Wembley, and he didn't do it. And look at us now, like. So
well, I still would have did I would still did the whole thing. I just would not have done it turns into my thing. I would have done the Darby thing. That's where they fucked up. Like they should have handed it down to Darby then, and then had Moxley beat Darby and move on, or whatever else. But like this whole thing of like, oh, we're kicking Darby's thing down the road is like, okay, what have they done with Darby to make you think he's going to actually now do this? Nothing. Oh, okay. Oh, because he keeps jumping on Claudio's back.
He keeps getting fucked up by them
Like,
and embarrassed in public.
Like what they're trying to do is like the Sting jump out on NWO stuff, except Sting was out here beating these niggas left and right and throwing down the baseball bat and out here giving them back fist punches or whatever else. Darby's jumping on these dudes' back and Claudio's out here accommodating the horse he ride.
And then throwing him down the steps to ensure he is not seen for weeks.
Right. It's
Look, they've publicly they've done about as much as they can do to wave the red herring essentially to tell you Darby Allin's going to beat him. I don't have any misforgivings about saying that a lot. That's what it looks like. You bring Sting to the press conference and essentially ensure Darby Allin's going to be the champion sometime in 2025. So it looks like we got to wait till All In for all this.
What does the television look like?
Trash.
Like you know what they say it's not the destination, it's the journey. The journey does not look good. The journey does not look fulfilling.
Like, bro, this is like
we're now 2 pay-per-view cycles through this now.
Like, this is a minimum of 6 more months.
They have to abort. I'm sorry, Jon Moxley. Nah. We have to move you down. We have to move this down the card. They have to move this down the card. It's not good enough.
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They are committed to this world title in ways as far as start dates and end dates. They are very committed to these things, right? They should not be. They should rip it up, James. What's this right here?
They should beat him on TV and move on.
Rip it up.
They should beat him on Dynamite and move on.
I've never thought I would feel like this right now. And for a show that I liked, this upset me and had me with a sour taste in my mouth when you combine the Kenny Omega return with this and then thinking about where we're headed off the branches of this main event for the next 6 months.
Because it's like, look, bro, there's so many other things you could be doing better with this with the main event. Like you had Kenny Omega, Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita on this show. Like, you cannot tell me that this is a satisfactory world title main event. You cannot. I know it's in this promotion. Like, you are deluding yourselves into thinking this is the best you can do. It is not. And if it's the whole thing of Jon Moxley draws, put him down the card. He can still draw there.
I want to see this buy rate.
Right.
Because it's real interesting.
Hold on, wait. Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes, hell, even CM Punk was out here helping draw down the card on AEW pay-per-views. Jon Moxley can't? If he doesn't have the belt, it can't work. And I'm not like, no, man, this is not good enough. Especially after we just saw the match he had with Orange Cassidy, and that was great. It'd be one thing if it was like, oh, well, they're doing this, he's your top guy, and whatever else, and they're just riding it, whatever. It's like, no, man, they added 2 more niggas that are great wrestlers, and it got worse. Get it out of here.
Pack it up.
Look, hold on. Get it out of here. Figure out a direction for Orange Cassidy. Probably with conglomerations, trios, or whatever else. To save that dead division.
They announced Hangman versus Cassidy for the first time ever on No Build for Wednesday.
Right. Look, if you want to build that into a feud, fine. It gives us something to do. But it's like, hey, man, Jay White has now been in 2 pay-per-view main events in AEW. They have both been disappointing. He's not a main event guy. We're done. You want to give him a third strike to strike out? Or you want to be done with it? He was in there with Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy, and Adam Page. And had a stinker.
You know,
we're done.
I would normally.
Are we under anything that we're not done here?
I would normally agree with you on that, right? Like, but I don't want to. I think this is bigger than Jay White. It's not like Jay White was going to be able to open his mouth here and be like, well, I wanted to go this way. Nah, he had to play a role here. Like, there was a template and shit that was going on. Like, I would not push him as a main eventer personally.
I'm not saying he sucks or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just called him great a second ago.
Yeah.
My point is, Jay White, the higher he goes up this card, the results are always mixed at best.
I would do him and Takeshita next, like, or him and Ospreay, and be like, all right, go save yourself in the ring. Like,
but I don't know how you do him and Ospreay when Jay White's a babyface now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then do Takeshita then. Shit.
I'd watch that match. I'd watch it. It is low stakes because it'd be somewhere in the middle of the card. But just this whole thing with Moxley, it's not good. It's not good. And we got to move on from this. Otherwise, I'm going to be out here looking like how I was looking at Stardom during the summer. It was like, you have the belt on someone having fuck matches. And like, there's very little hope at the top of the card. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't watch I stopped watching WWE because like you had Bloodline or you had heels running roughshod over promotion. I want to feel good moments. Like I don't want to feel good moment one time and I have to eat a bunch of shit between every 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm just not interested in this. I'm not interested in the promos. Like, I'm not interested in the beat downs that you do 12 weeks in a row and shit. Like, I'm not interested in like the quote unquote matches that are like supposed to be like, oh, this is gonna be a great match between Claudio Castagnoli and somebody. And it's like, no, it's not even on that level.
Are you still waiting for why the Young Bucks was out here like shredding up paperwork, or do you not give a fuck either? Because I don't.
At this point, how can we care at
No,
this point?
no,
Because
no,
they haven't called back
Rich,
to it, mentioned it, anything.
Rich, my whole point is like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, just in general, with the top acts in this promotion, what in the fuck are they doing? The only person that they're doing anything well with right now is like, there's more than one. They seem to have a direction for Will Ospreay. They seem to, and they know what they're doing with Swerve. Outside of that, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's not good.
I think they know what they're doing. I just disagree vehemently with it.
If you tell me that all this is for Darby Allin to be the conquering hero to beat them, I'm gonna be like, cool, bro. I'm gonna stop watching and then let me know when he gets the match so I can be there when he wins the match. I'm not sitting through this.
Yeah, it's like
that's my problem. But the journey is not worth the destination right
like
at this
these
point.
niggas trying to
That's
make us
bad.
these niggas trying to make us walk over broken glass barefoot to get to the other side. Like, no, man, I'm not doing this. Fuck this. I'm putting shoes on. I'm turning around. I'm going the other way. Actually, like get the fuck out of here, man. Like, I don't
like the CE2 matches, the Takeshita and Hobbs match, the Mercedes and Statler match.
Awesome.
Great show. On paper, great show, but it leaves you scratching your head as far as like the developments, the fallout of this pay-per-view and where they're headed in the immediate future. And then for me, like, thank God I decided to stay up to watch the Star pay-per-view. I would have been like, man, I don't know about fucking wrestling right now, bro. I just don't.
Yeah. It's tough, man. And I say all this stuff not to maliciously like bury anything, but it's like I don't like
it.
This.
Ain't good.
I don't like this.
It ain't good.
Like
it is
particularly
infuriating by somebody that's done so much good work for the last 5 years.
Yeah, like
it makes it even worse.
And that could go for multiple people. Like Tony Khan's book, like so many great things, and it's just like, do you see what's happening here? Are you like taking a survey? Like, what's the room saying? Like, and there's so many people back there. Like, there's
There's too many people back there.
So many motherfuckers that probably speaking up. They don't need to speak. You know, to keep it a buck. It's like, nah, man. What do you know about being a star? What do you know about being a top star and making some shit that people gonna remember? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay, you should shut the fuck up. You know, like, or like you don't have any ideas to make people think differently. Oh, you're just referencing the playbook. Oh, okay, gotcha. But nah, man. Worlds have ended.